السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله نستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، فمن يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما. A couple weeks ago, I started to talk about the importance of ulama, the people of knowledge, in the light of the Holy Quran. We did not get to complete the topic last time, so we will going to progress in the light of Hadith today. But I want to cover two topics today: the importance of learning through ulama and the importance of ulama in the light of Hadith. They're two different things. But we'll try to get as many things accomplished with as many limited examples as possible. So first, a little bit of a recap. One of the ayahs from the Holy Quran that we went through is from Surah An-Nisa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا, those of you who have believed, أطيعوا الله, obey Allah. We understood the meaning of obey last time. And وأطيعوا الرسول, and obey the Rasul. And when you cannot find the guidance, then follow those who are أولي الأمر منكم, those who are made authority among you. And we also talked about the fact that there are authorities in every walk of life. When you go and work for somebody, your employer is your authority. So they give you a contract. You sign the contract, so now you've got to be abiding by the contract. That's an authority. You live in a city. The city's law enforcement agency is an authority. You become a citizen of a country. That country's constitution is an authority. Similarly, when you come to the religion, the faith, the people who know about the faith more than the rest of the people, the common people, the ulama, are the authority. We also talked about the fact that ulama has specifications, specializations, and as I told you from my life experience, that I've always seek specialized ulama. If I have to learn hadith, I would sit with the ulama of hadith. If I were to learn tafsir, I would go to several ulama of tafsir because I told you the reason why. If I had to learn the tazkiyatun nafs, I will go to the people who specialize in tazkiyatun nafs. And I've done it. And you gather your information from all these specialized sources that enrich your soul. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also very clearly talks about one more thing, which is being talked about last time, that if you have to go out and seek the ulama, yes, these are the people of knowledge. But what is the real litmus paper for you? That was in Surah Al-Fatir, ayah number 28. إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهُ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءِ. That among the ulama, among the people of knowledge, those who apply that knowledge on themselves are the true ulama. The people who have just gone through the books but have no applications on themselves, the hypocrites, are not the true ulama. And you're going to seek for these people. How do you seek for them? Look at their actions. Do their actions follow their words or not? That's the bottom line. We talked about the yakhsha and all of that last time. But today we're going to talk about the importance of ulama in the light of hadith, and why should we learn from ulama? That's another very important subject matter. Because this is one of the biggest, I would say, the test of the time. People are educated from med school, from engineering college, have PhDs, and just because they have these degrees, they pick Bukhari, they read a hadith, they don't understand it, they make a judgment themselves, go out in public and try to win the argument. But if you ask the same people, brother, do you know what was the name of Imam Bukhari? They will look at you and say, Imam Bukhari? It's pretty much like if I say Imam, New Yorker. Well, there are so many Imams in New York, right? But Imam Bukhari is a very well-known name. If you do not even know the name of the person who compiled the books of the Hadith, how could you be arguing about the book as an authority? Because they argue as an authority. The person's name was Muhammad. His was commonly known as Abu Abdullah, the father of Abdullah. Abu Abdullah Muhammad bin Ismail bin Ibrahim al-Mughira al-Bardisbah al-Bukhari. Similarly, if you ask them, okay, where did you get this hadith from? They'll say, I got it from Bukhari Sharif. Well, Bukhari Sharif is not the name of the book, brother. What is the name of the book? I don't know. Yet the same individual is acting as an authority on the book. Al-Jami' al-Sahih al-Masnad al-Mukhtasar min umuri Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam fi sunanihi wa ayyamihi is the name of the book. This much little knowledge we have, and yet we out of a blue claim to be an authority because we have got some degrees in other fields. You would not trust a brain surgeon to do a heart surgery. Then how could you trust a person from every walk of life to solve your soul-related problems? That's why it's important to seek these people. It's very easy to say, oh, this hadith is weak. But is it the hadith of manaqib or is it the hadith of fadail? What is the weakness? Because it has an illah, it's a sanad majhul, or fihi shadh. They can't even tell you the difference between a mawdu' and gharib. They have no idea what mursal and muttasil means. They cannot distinguish between hasan and sahih. They cannot even tell you the difference between haddathna wa akhbarna. Abu Hurairah qal, and followed by the hadith, and Abu Hurairah qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam are two different statements. They mean something else. Because the first is the conversation of Abu Hurairah, the second is the conversation of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself. Big difference. So we have to be careful. And when we sit with ulama, we look at all these commentaries, even on Bukhari. We look at Umdat al-Qari, we look at Fath al-Bari, and some of the other commentaries and hadiths, and yet we ponder over what exactly did the person meant over here. What was the actual background behind this hadith? It's not a joke. It's not something that you would come out of a blue and say, I read Bukhari, I know. No. Reading and understanding are totally different things, and we all know about it. If I go through a book in Persian, I know how to read Persian, but doesn't mean I understand it. I can read it because I know the script. There's so many words you can read in English, but you can't understand what their meanings are. Same goes for any other thing. So now, when we as an individual read hadith, here's an example I'm going to use. The same hadith we'll use to understand the importance of ulama, the importance of knowledge, and what is the difference between sitting with an alim and reading the hadith and learning it yourself. A lot of the people will just pick the hadith and talk about the meat of the hadith, bypassing every surrounding information. For example, in this hadith, which is taken from Sunan Abi Dawud, compiled by Shaykh, his name was not Dawud, his son was Dawud, that's why he was called Abi Dawud, his name was Sulaiman. Sulaiman bin al-Ash'as, Ibn Ishaq, Ibn Bashir, Ibn Shaddad, Ibn Umar, Ibn Imran, al-Azdi. So this person has compiled a book on hadith, Sunan Abi Dawud. So the person picks the hadith book, starts picking up the hadith, bypass all these lines and say, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, مَنْ سَلَكَ طَرِيقًا يَطْلُبُ فِيهِ عِلْمًا سَلَكَ اللَّهُ بِهِ طَرِيقًا مِنْ طُرُقِ الْجَنَّةِ. Bypass the entire paragraph right before that, because I was looking for a meat. What is the actual message? However, if you understand the message outside of that, this message will make a perfect sense. When you sit with ulama to read the books on hadith, they don't pick up the book and start reading the hadith from the book. They first want to establish the authority of that individual in the hadith. So they'll pick this person, Sunan Abi Dawud. We'll go over the life of Abi Dawud Sulaiman bin al-Ash'ath, his work, his teachers, his students, his struggle with knowledge, his authority once established. Now they will come to the book, but still they're not going to teach you the hadith yet. They're going to try to make you understand how this book is written, the table of contents, the division. Who are the people that this guy took the riwayah from, the narrations from? And then, if we look at this hadith, for example, I'm shortening things up. The process that I'm talking about sometimes takes weeks before we actually even look at the first hadith in the book. Then, for example, the hadith that this has been taken from the chapter is باب الحث على طلب العلم, the virtue of knowledge. So he's gathered a few hadiths under this chapter. So we'll talk about chapter and then we go on to the hadith itself. And then it starts that who did he learn it from? حدثنا مسدد بن مصرحة حدثنا عبد الله بن داود سمعت عاصم بن رجاء بن حيوى يحدث عن داود ابن جميل عن كثير بن قيس. Now we need to talk about each one of them. It's basically what happens there. We're not going to do that here, but we talk about each individual person here. So we understand their authority in the subject matter. There's a specialized field in Islam called Asma'ul Rijal. These are the Rijal, the people, the narrators of the hadith. And there's the Jarh Ta'deel, the commentary on each one of them. This is the only faith that you will going to find that has every narration linked with the narrators, and every narrator's life history is recorded. 100,000 people's life history is recorded who have been the narrators of hadith, the narrators of qira'ah, the narrators of any and everything. And then we understand how big of an authority each person is. Each person is a alim in his place. These are all ulama. And then it comes to the person who is the tabi'i, the one who learned it from the sahabi, the first hand. And it says Kathir ibn Qais. And he says, he's the narrator of the incident. He says, now here is the thing before the hadith. He says, قَالَ كُنْتُ جَالِسًا مَعَ أَبِي دَرْدَى فِي مَسْجِدِ دَمِشْقٍ. I was sitting with Abi Darda in the mosque of Damascus. فَجَاءَهُ رَجُلٌ, a man came. فَقَالَ, he said, يَا أَبِي دَرْدَى إِنِّي جِئْتُكَ مِنْ مَدِينَةِ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. I have come from the city of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even if you Google it today, it's going to take you good over 20 hours of continuous driving to go from Medina to Damascus. Little over 1,200 miles. Keep that in mind. Okay? Keep that in mind. 1,200 miles we're talking about. And this guy says, إِنِّي جِئْتُكَ مِنْ مَدِينَةِ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ ليش؟ لماذا? Why did you come? لحديث بلغني أنك تحدثه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Because I've come to know that you have a hadith, that you report, you tell people that you yourself has acquired. So I have come all the way from there to here. And you must be wondering, well, he could have asked anybody in Medina, right? Because this hadith might have been known to several people. But the next two statements I'm about to share with you will tell you the importance of that. He says, مَا جِئْتُ لِحَاجَةٍ. I have come this 1,200 miles for no other reason but just to learn one hadith from you. Unbelievable. Because they understood the knowledge. They understood the importance. 1,200 miles in those times. Now, the next thing. Why did he travel those 1,200 miles? The answer lies in the next statement. Then Abi Darda said, قَالَ فَإِنِّي سَمِعْتُ. This is important. I heard with my own ears, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this. To get the hadith from the person who heard him himself, he traveled 1,200 miles. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Do we have that kind of love? Or do we lack that kind of love? How many times have we been up at nights trying to learn our own faith? Picking up the ayah from the Holy Quran, going books after books to see, how can I take this and improve my life? How can I do that? These people used to do that. Now comes the actual meat of the hadith. The saying of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. This is the importance of the alim. من سلك طريقا يطلب فيه علما سلك الله به طريقا من طرق الجنة. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says, anyone who takes the road, travels on the roads, on the distance, to seek knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make him travel on one of the roads of the Jannah. SubhanAllah. You take the road to earn the knowledge of your faith, Allah will going to make you walk on the roads, one of the roads towards the Jannah. SubhanAllah. This is just the beginning. وَإِنَّ الْمَلَائِكَةَ لَتَضَعُ أَجْنِحَتَهَا رِضًا لِطَالِبِ الْعِلْمِ. And to honor this person, the angels will lower down their wings in his honor. SubhanAllah. And then, وَإِنَّ الْعَالِمَ لَيَسْتَغْفِرُ لَهُ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَالْحِيتَانُ فِي جَوْفِ الْمَاءِ. And everybody in this entire world, including the heavens and the earth, even the fish that is deep down in the seas and the ocean, start saying astaghfirullah for this person as long as he travels on the road to learn and seek the knowledge to improve his faith. Apply it and then teach it to others. SubhanAllah. And then you understand the difference between a person who knows and a person who does not know and blindfoldedly prays. This is where it talks about وَإِنَّ فَضْلَ الْعَالِمِ عَلَى الْعَابِدِ. The person who knows and the person who just blindfoldedly just worship. كَفَضْلِ الْقَمَرِ لَيْلَةَ الْبَدْرِ عَلَى سَائِرِ الْكَوَاكِبِ. Like the full moon at the night time versus the stars at the night time. So the alim is like the Badr, the full moon at the night, versus the abid is like a twinkling star. Yes, the faith light twinkles, but could also diminish and vanish. But that full moon light is so bright. So that's basically what it is. And then it continues, وَإِنَّ الْعُلَمَاءَ وَرَثَةُ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ. These ulama are the true inheritors of the Prophet. What have they inherited? وَإِنَّ الْأَنْبِيَاءُ لَمْ يُوَرِّثُوا دِينَارًا وَلَا دِرْهَمًا. The prophets have not given or left behind the gold or silver coins. What have they left behind? وَرَّثُوا الْعِلْمِ. They have left behind the ilm, the knowledge. فَمَنْ أَخَذَهُ أَخَذَ بِحَظٍ وَافِرٍ. Whoever takes from it has taken abundant. So I went over one hadith. But when you sit with these ulama, it takes us a day to complete a hadith. They are sitting there 5, 6 days, 7 days a week, morning till afternoon, till evening, trying to go over and trying to finish one book in hadith. In 1 year can't do that. Because there's so much depth in it, so much beauty in it. Only if we spend time understanding it. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. So in the first part of the khutbah, we learn about the importance of learning from the ulama because they take you through a process. Just like if someone served you pizza, you don't take the entire pizza and eat it up in one bite. You first slice it up, then you take one slice. Then from that slice you take a bite. Then you take that bite and chew it to an extent that you can swallow it. And then when you swallow it, your body does the digestive system of breaking it down into parts and taking what needs to be taken and throwing what needs to be thrown out. If to serve this body you need a process, Why shouldn't there be a process to learn your own faith? اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد النبي الأمين الكريم محمد النبي الأمي الهاشمي والصلاة والسلام عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولإخواننا المسلمين سبقونا بالإيمان. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إننا كنا من الظالمين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إننا كنا من الظالمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وأقم الصلاة.